Okie dokie.
Ladies and gentlemen, I just finished watching Fallout Episode 2, and if you've seen my Episode 1 review, you know that I had some concerns about elements that I wasn't really a huge fan of, and those things included the Brotherhood of Steel, some issues with the ghoul, and like that whole setup and stuff like that. But I have to say, Episode 2 really it was just so good. It should have been everything that Episode 1 could have, it should have been Episode 1, is what I'm getting at. It really should have been Episode 1. I am surprised that it took this long to establish something. And not that it took that long. I mean, it's only an extra additional episode, but I genuinely, wholeheartedly felt like the story that was told in Episode 1 was not as good. It was subpar compared to Episode 2. And again, I think first episodes of a show have to do a lot of things. They have to establish a lot, which makes perfect sense. I completely understand why it is that things take as long as they do to set up and things like that. But of course, you had to show the Vault Dwellers in Episode 1. You had to establish that. You had to establish Max and what the Brotherhood of Steel is to tell that story. You have to show Lucy's dad getting taken. Those are all really crucial elements that you have to see. So it makes sense on paper that we're getting that I completely understand that. So look, you have to kind of have establishing episodes. But this one was just so cool on every front. I loved the natural opening with this doctor guy whose name I can't remember off the top of my head, and his dog. And there was some intrigue there as to what he was doing and what he was setting up. I liked that. And then I liked literally every single element of the story that it told. I loved Max's story, and I'm actually surprised at how much I genuinely enjoyed that. It made me like him a lot more. In the first episode, I said I didn't care at all. At all. And now in this episode, I'm like, oh, this is really cool. This is just awesome. I love that Max took over to be in the steel outfit or whatever it's called. I genuinely don't remember what they call it. Have no idea. I loved that. I thought that was absolutely awesome. I loved Lucy's kind of fish out of water story where she goes to Philly. And I liked that whole dynamic where everyone was just kind of telling her to go home. It was fun. The set pieces were absolutely incredible in this episode. It was just an engaging story overall. I actually I really am intrigued at what they were able to do and capable to do within this episode. It was fascinating. It was really fun. And then that showdown that we got between the ghoul, the steel guy, Max or whatever, as well as, obviously he's there to get the bounty of that old man. That was honestly really, really awesome. It was just fun to see. And I'm glad that they also leaned into the humor of this whole thing a lot more than I thought they were going to do. There were so many actually really funny lines within this episode that it just makes a story like this a lot more lighthearted and fun to tell when you're able to do things like that. It was great to see. All of which is stuff that I had, I guess, kind of issues with in Episode 1. Like I said, I had an issue with Max. I had a bit of an issue with some of the stuff we saw with the ghoul, but I did like the Vault Dweller story. I liked Lucy and I liked that whole dynamic. It's just now I like that and I like all of this. So having all of that kind of merged together into one is the ideal setup. And I really do enjoy, and now I'm naturally okay, everything has me hooked. I really didn't want to stop to record this video. I want to go back and watch Episode 3. I'm probably going to watch it after I'm done ending this video, but I wanted to get this out because I made a promise I'm going to be reviewing the show episodically. I'm going to stick to that because I wholeheartedly enjoyed this and I want to see what comes next. Really bad. I could tell I'm going to be binging this show. I really want to get to the conclusion of what happens here. We got answers to a lot of things within this episode. We got the natural storyline, and I feel like I keep saying natural in this video, but we got the storyline of where I guess Lucy's dad could be with that girl whose name I don't know, that evil lady. So we got that. That was cool. I liked the leverage, but I was also a little shocked that the guy who was the bounty, he killed himself with cyanide and then had Lucy cut his head off. I guess obviously we're going to get an explanation into that later. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they churn up with and all of that stuff. I'm definitely interested to see, but it was for sure interesting that things went down the way they went down. But I guess I just wanted to come on here. This is probably going to be one of my quicker reviews. I just really enjoyed every element to this one. The whole showdown with the ghoul was cool. I feel like there was homages to a lot in this episode too. Like, obviously when Max put on the suit, there was that whole thing that looked like it was from Iron Man, which I really liked. So that was fun to see. It was also fun to see just everything else. The big rat, which I thought would be extremely cheesy and not cool. I liked that. I liked what it did for the story, and I liked that obviously it led Max to doing something like taking out the guy who was in the suit to begin with, which was a question I had from episode 1. I was like, are these actual robots that people have built, or are there people in these suits? I didn't get that, so naturally seeing that made it really fun. But I like where this is going. I like that clearly they're setting up an attraction between Max and Lucy. I like that story, or something. Maybe it's just intrigue. I don't know. But the way she was looking at him and the way he was looking at her, there was like a little something there. I don't know. Fun love triangle. That was cool and all. But I just have to say, I feel like I'm a broken record in this video. I really did enjoy this episode a lot, like a lot. And it's making me just want to end this review right now so I could go watch episode 3. So definitely be subscribed if you haven't already, because I will be back for an episode 3 review very soon. This is definitely one of my quicker reviews, but I'm that excited to go check it out. And until the next one, I'll talk to you later. Peace out.